is someone canceling people on the right. But the only one canceling people on the right is Donald Trump.
Usually Trump gets destroyed by one person at a time, but this time there's double trouble on May 25th, 20124. Both Jon Stewart and Michael Costa completely destroyed Trump while cracking jokes about his trial, his support team, and funniest of all, just Trump being Trump. So, you know how Trump loves to rant about cancel culture. He's always going on about how the left is trying to shut down conservative voices and all that. But here's the kicker, according to Stewart, Trump is actually the king of cancel culture, especially when it comes to his own party.
Dare speak out against him. Refuse to buy into Trump's stolen election claims, and you'll lose your job like Liz Cheney or countless others. In fact, everything the right says cancel culture does to them is actually being done by MAGA. For example.
Take Liz Cheney, for example. She's a hardcore Republican, but she's made the mistake of standing up against Trump's claim that the 2020 election was stolen. She didn't buy into this theory and said so publicly. And what happened next? She got booted from her leadership position in the House Republican Conference. Yep, she lost her job because she dared to speak out. It wasn't the so-called woke mob that canceled her. It was Trump and his loyalists, and Liz Cheney isn't the only one.
That is a failure of leadership. And you can boo all you want. But here's the thing.
Donald Trump is running to stay out of prison. And if we elect, I know.
But that's not all. There's a whole list of Republicans who've been sidelined or outright removed because they didn't toe the Trump line. Adam Kinzinger is another name that comes to mind. He also spoke out against Trump and faced a huge backlash within his own party. It's like, if you don't agree with Trump, you're out. No discussions, no debates, just canceled.
There's a person who says what he thinks, and I don't hide the fact that I wasn't a fan of our last president's character issues. And I'm also no fan.
Stewart also had something to say about this crazy situation.
Show some damn respect, Romney, you piece of shit motherfucker! It's called class! Like I was telling your mother last night. Hickory dickory doorman! Your mom was f***ing a Mormon!
Stewart also touched upon the fact that in January 2021, Tucker Carlson texted his producer calling Trump a demonic force. This came out in a court filing from Dominion Voting Systems, who are suing Fox News for defamation.
Cancel culture, you can only speak your truths in private while denying them in public. For instance, this poor young fella who privately wrote of Trump, he's a demonic force, a destroyer. I hate him passionately. He wrote in private. But of course, in public, fearing the cancel mob, he's forced to stand next to his tormentor with what can only be described as the fakest of overlap faces.
However, it was quite ironic that just a couple of weeks ago, after calling him such names, Carlson was laughing away with Trump. Jon Stewart highlighted just how two-faced politicians have to be to get things to go their way.
But that's cancel culture. It won't let you speak your truth. In fact, it makes you do something even worse.
Jon Stewart wasn't the only one kicking butt and destroying Trump. In comes Costa with a series of about Trump's trials. But before that, he starts off with his hilarious punchline at Trump.
Trial is coming to an end, and just like Stormy Daniels said, it was over much more quickly than expected.
The audience loved this one, but anyways, coming back to the Trump trials, can we just take a minute and talk about what cost to point it out?
I heard from so many people during this trial. This blonde blob, this other blob, this one blob with the mustache. You know, it's just too bad no one's invented cameras yet. But we haven't heard from the biggest blob of them all, Donald Trump.
He's got a point where the cameras, and guess what? Even Costa joked about the fact that Trump is just itching to testify. Trump's been claiming for some time now that he really wants to testify at his own trial on May 20th, 2024. Donald Trump told reporters in Florida that he would take the stands and testify if necessary. Trump proclaimed,
problem testifying. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm testifying. I tell the truth. I mean, all I can do is tell the truth.
Do you plan to testify in court?
Probably so. I would like to. I mean, I think so.
Will you testify in your own defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You'll take the stand.
That I look forward to.
But wait till you hear the jokes Casas piled up in his head for when Trump spoke to the public regarding his testimony.
Right at the buzzer, yeah. Yes.
Yep, Trump has clearly expressed for months his eagerness to testify after 4 weeks of trial. It was finally his turn to share his side of the story. So here we go. Trump, this is the opportunity you've been waiting for.
Testimony has wrapped, and Donald Trump notably did not take the stand.
Costa couldn't believe what he just heard.
What? After talking such a big game, he's not testifying? So he's doing the opposite of what he told us he was gonna do over and over again? That's not the Donald Trump I know,
But it gets even funnier. Take a look at this.
Are you just full of shit?
Yes.
Well, I really wanted that. Yeah, well, we should believe him.
It didn't end there. Costa just had to touch upon the bitter feud between Nikki Haley and Trump.
She criticized him for his record and conduct, and he mocked her Indian birth name, promoted birther conspiracies about her, and implied that her husband deployed to Africa just to get away from her. So
initially, she was one of his critics, especially when it came to his rhetoric and behavior. She even took a stand against his more outrageous claims and actions. But Trump, being Trump, didn't take kindly to this. He mocked her Indian heritage and made snide comments about her. Despite all of this, the biggest plot twist of all time occurred, having said that it's astonishing how quickly things can change like that. Costa also thought so.
You know, what happened to that Margaret Thatcher quote about never following the crowd? Is there another Margaret Thatcher quote where she said, you know what, who gives a shit, just follow the crowd, whatever?
According to Costa, the odd thing about it is that previously Haley basically said, Trump, if you want my endorsement, you gotta earn it. But let's see how Trump talks about Haley supporters.
By the party, how do you bring these Nikki Haley voters, some of whom voted for you in 2020 but say they don't want to now? How do you bring them back into the tent?
They're going to all vote for me again. They're going to all vote for me again, everybody. And I'm not sure we need too many.
Costa is not exactly sure if Trump earned her endorsement.
That's cold. Trump's like, yeah, let me reach out to Haley supporters. Oh, gotcha! Trump just doesn't care about winning over Haley voters.
Following all of this, one question remains: what will become of Trump? But don't worry, we'll keep you updated. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you're notified as soon as we upload our next video. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another video soon.